Hey guys, Bhavesh this side back with another video. Recording a new video after 2 weeks. Quite excited. I hope you have closed like few appointments as well as clients. If not, guys, there's no need to be sad or to get disheartened. You'll be closing new appointments as well as clients this month, right? Just be consistent and persistent, and clients will be reaching out to you for sure. So, guys, in today's video, we are going to talk about like how to onboard a SMMA client. So in the past few weeks I have been getting like this query, like, hey Bhavesh, how can I just onboard my client? If I've closed a client, how should the onboarding process looks like? So in this video I'm going to like completely break down how my own onboarding process looks like for my agency, and then you, if you want, you can also copy it for yourself, right? So yeah guys, before wasting any more time, let's just get straight to the point. So let's start with the sales call. On the sales call, of course, we get on a Zoom call, and then we close the client. Clients give us the verbal like confirmation, yes, I'm ready, let's do it, right? So once you get the verbal confirmation, what I do is I just send them an invoice as well as a contract, right? I send them the contract as well as the invoice. I have the template of the contract which I send every day, like every time when a new contracts need to be sent, I just copy paste, make a new copy and just edit it and just send it to the client, right? And same for the invoice, I raise the invoice via Stripe, right? So now the next part is once the contract is signed, right? Because like what happens is, like, you have sent the contract, you have raised the invoice, the clients haven't signed it, so the clients ghost you. So I know it's like kind of bad feeling, but yeah, still, like, if they ghost you, just move on to the next prospect. That's like what I would recommend, right? So guys, once the contract is signed and the invoice is paid, now the next step should be a Slack channel, right? So I don't know, like, if you guys use Slack for your agency. So as like there are 11 people working under me, so I need to like manage everything, like, or like in a very organized way. And that's why, like, my partner like decided to use Slack for our agency, and I think it seems to be working amazingly well for us. So in Slack, literally, you can like create channels, specific separate channels for your clients. So that's an like amazing feature they have. So literally all my team members are there, even if like a client asks us a question, any query, any doubt, I'm getting this error, so literally my team respond to our client within like just 5 minutes, like in general ASAP, as soon as possible. If they see the message, they just respond to the client ASAP. That's how it works. So that's why we use Slack for like our agency, and it seems to be working amazingly well for us, right? So guys, if you're just starting out, I won't be recommending you to use Slack, because you would be having just one client. So I don't think so for one client you would be needing Slack. So as of now we have like more than 15 clients, so we need Slack, because it's like get like very like confusing, and everything just gets get messed up in between, right? So we want like everything to be organized in a uh, like just good manner, right? So guys, Slack is one thing. If you just have one or two clients, three clients, just don't use Slack, use WhatsApp instead. So let me just write WhatsApp here, because when I also started out, I also used to use WhatsApp groups, right? So now the next step is to establish a communication between the team and the client. So for an example, if you have some people in your team, that's good. If you have a media buyer, then that's also good. So then you have to establish the communication between your media buyer as well as the client, so that they can communicate, because the first job of the media buyer is to ask the questions to the client, right? Or what you can do is you can like okay, yeah, this is like the part for the later. So your media buyer can just ask few good questions from your clients, like something like, which state are you selling in, what are you selling, what is your offer, so that the media buyer can just start fueling his ads, right? So that he do start doing the research on the Facebook ad library. That's what I meant, right? So that's one thing. So you just have to establish a good communication network between your client as well as your media buyer or the team whatsoever you're using, right? So guys, the next is onboarding form. So this is again very much important, right? Very important. So as soon as this stuff gets done from my team, I send them an onboarding form, right? and I just send them the onboarding form straight to their email or the Slack channel, right? And this is how our onboarding form looks like. So guys, you can of course take inspiration from this form. So this is like we have around 10, 11 questions here, so you can just like what's your name, what's your email. So by the way, like we are using type form, so you can also use type form for yourself too. So what's your number, address, what's your company name, which areas do you want to target, Twilio ID. Like this is like some important questions regarding the solar niche, right? What are your offers, and are you comfortable targeting 50 miles? What's your mailgun API? So yeah, we have close to around 12 questions here. So this is how our typeform looks like. So this is like a premium version of typeform. So you, if you want, you can also like purchase the premium version of typeform, and you're going to get like features like this, right? So guys, yeah, what I was saying is like uh, now you have to send the onboarding form. Now you have sent the onboarding form. So yeah, guys. So what I was saying is like you have to send the onboarding form, right? So once the onboarding signed is filled out by the client, so what the next step is like we as an agency get like a notification on Slack. So we have a Slack channel especially for onboarding, right? So in that channel, like we get a notification something like hey GMS, like the name of our agency, like hey GMS, someone has filled out your onboarding form. So we get all the responses of the client straight on that channel. So that's like a very amazing automation we have done for ourselves, like using Zapier, right? Zapier integration. So the all the information which the client has filled straightly gets into that channel, right? As well as the information is also stored in a Google Sheet just for like future purposes, right? So you have to take care of the onboarding form before the onboarding call. That's very important, very important. So first is sales call. The second is like now you get a verbal confirmation from the client, like yes, just send over the contract as well as invoice. I'll review it and I'll get the invoice paid. So once the invoice and contract is taken care of, the next step is of course a Slack channel or a WhatsApp channel, depending like if you're just starting out, and you have to establish a good communication between the team as well as the client, right? The next is onboarding form. I've already showed you like how my onboarding form looks like. So you let me mention it here, like I'm using typeform here, typeform, right? But guys, to be honest, before using typeform, I was just using normal Google Forms, literally Google Forms, and we have onboarded close to around 40 plus clients just using that form. So here, what I mean is like a platform doesn't matter. You just have to have like a good onboarding form with all the useful and beneficial questions, which will be like helping your team to onboard the client. That's it. So onboarding form could be anything like Typeform or Google Form. Just let me write it down. Google Form is like free, uh, as well as Typeform is also free, but you have to purchase like Typeform premium subscription for like some premium features, right? So guys, I think that's pretty much it. Now the most important part is the onboarding call. So what happens is like now after these three steps, I get a confirmation from the client, like hey Bhavesh, let's do the onboarding call on Monday 9:30 a.m. EST, right? Eastern time, right? What I do is I take the client's email, I go to my Google Calendar, and I literally like schedule a new event, create a new event, and I add my all team members, right? So I have like a common email for all of my team members, like ending with growthmagnetstudio.com. So for an example, for example, if one of the guy's name is let's just Shalish, right? So it's like Shalish at the rate growthmagnetstudio.com. So the best part of having like a domain email is like you can just invite them in just one single go. You just don't have to type everything down. So what happens is like I go to my calendar, schedule a new event, create a new event for the client, like something like onboarding call with the name of the company, and then GMS, right? Then I select the time zone, add my Zoom ID in there, our common Zoom ID, right? And invite all of my teammates, right? So on our onboarding call, how many people go there? So close to around five. So five team members are present there on the onboarding call. I don't go generally on onboarding call because I think it's like a waste of time for me, because like it takes close to around an hour, right? Because you talk to the client, you understand their business, you set expectations, you tell them like how the ads will run. Because on the onboarding call itself, client ask a lot of crazy questions. So that's why like our team members are present there, they just answer all the questions whatsoever it is. So I just generally don't prefer going in on these onboarding call, right? So guys, on the onboarding call, you have to take your media buyer or any member, team member you have with yourself, right? And now the most important part here is like what you have to do. So first thing first is you have to take the ad account access if you're running Facebook ads or whatsoever it is, right? CRM integration, as in like let's say your client is using HubSpot CRM, right? So you should be taking care of the CRM integration before even starting running the ads, right? Because like once the ads are started, and if the ad get the first lead, so it won't be synced into his CRM, and he will be pissed off because he's just starting out your services. And that literally happened with us, with 4 or 5 clients. So we don't want to let that happen. That's why just take care of the CRM integration before you start running ads, right? The next is email and text campaign. If you're delivering the service, you can just also take care of the service as well, like email and text campaign using Zapier integration, right? And creating Slack channel, I think, yeah, it's already done. And Asana. So guys, Asana is, I'm not sure if you have heard about Asana. Asana is also like a task management software, right? Especially for agencies. So we use this, so we create a different task for different people in our team. And we just create the task on, let's say, kind of urgent purposes. And as soon as the task get taken care of, we create another task and pass it on to the next team member. So this is how everything works. Everything is getting done in an organized manner. And in the end, what we are getting is like everything is getting taken care of in a very organized manner. And in the end, like yeah, this is how we onboard the client. Once the client is onboarded, after that, like what happens is like our media buyers, right? Media buyers generally create a Google Doc that includes the campaign structure, which ads to use, ad copy, right? Ad copy, testing uh, mechanism. Testing mechanism, guys, as in how to test, like as in like what we are testing, how many times we are going to test, how should we kill our ad set, how should we like keep running an ad set, like all the basic and complicated stuff. That's like what our media buyers take care of. And yeah, I think that's it. Now the next step is we also ask the client for a weekly check-in call, right? So we ask the client, hey John, what time works for you for a weekly check-in call? So if he says like 10 a.m. Eastern, so we just schedule a weekly check-in call for 10 a.m. Eastern every Monday. And guys, check-in calls are very important to retain your client, because it establishes a good relationship, communication, as well as if your client isn't happy, he can just let you know straightforwardly, right? Instead of like just not telling you and just in the end just leaving your services, right? So you just don't want to let that happen. So I think, yeah, weekly call, and media buyers just start running the ads, and that's it, guys. So this is how my own personal agency's onboarding process looks like. Literally, everything is transparent here. I've showed you the onboarding form. I've showed you everything. I've told you everything, like how everything works. So, guys, I hope I made my points clear here. Like exactly how my personal agency's onboarding process looks like. So if you still have any doubts, drop them in the comment section. I'll try to get them responded as soon as possible. Either way, guys, if you haven't joined the 10K SMM inner circle group, not the inner circle, actually like the basic one, the free one, you will find a link in the description. Just join this group and ask me all the questions personally in that group. I'll be happy to guide you there also, right? So guys, either way, drop your feedback, means a lot to me, either positive, either negative. Just drop them, and I'll be happy to read those feedbacks, right? So guys, yeah, thanks for watching the video, and I hope you found it some value out of it. Okay guys, have a good day and let's talk soon.